Episode 8. You were never wrong. You were alive. After Grandpa placed his little pebble in the bowl, he stayed for another minute in front of the shelf. Not to control anything, as if he were trying to memorize what a place looks like, where no one gets made smaller. You stood beside me in silence. The sea breathed. The lighthouse blinked. And then Grandpa said softly, "Back then, I used to think you were hard to handle. You didn't tense up. You just blinked, attentive." "I know," you said calmly. Grandpa swallowed. "Because you didn't follow the rules," he continued, with a sincerity that wasn't accusation anymore. It was confession. "And I believed that if you don't follow rules, it means you're wrong." You looked at the bowl. Your shimmering stones were there, without asking permission. "No," you said quietly. "It means I was alive." Grandpa looked at you, as if that sentence shifted something deep inside him. "Alive," he repeated. You nodded. "Yes. I feel first. Then reason arrives." There was a small pause, not tension, settling. And then you added almost in a whisper, like a truth you carried alone for a long time. "When I was intense, people didn't hear me. They labeled me. Too much, too sensitive, too dramatic. And I made myself smaller so I wouldn't scare them." Grandpa lowered his gaze, not like a judge taking notes, but like a man seeing the consequences of his own rules for the first time. Then he said softly, like someone letting go of an old verdict, "So you weren't rejecting discipline. You were rejecting abandoning yourself." I smiled just a little. "That's it." Grandpa closed his eyes for a second, as if it hurt to accept how wrong he'd been, and yet he didn't retreat. When he opened them, his voice was low. "I'm sorry," he said, "that I called it the wrong thing, when it was simply the way you survived." You stayed still for a moment. Then you said simply, "Thank you." Grandpa nodded. And like a man, trying to do things right now, he added, "If I see you being intense, I won't interpret it as danger. I'll interpret it as truth moving through you." You smiled, warmth in your face. "That's all I ever wanted," you said. Grandpa tried to keep his dignity. "Approved," he muttered. But there was no judgment in his eyes anymore. There was respect, and for the first time, his respect didn't ask anything in return. And I placed, gently, the sentence that closes the episode the way it should. Here, the fact that you're alive is no longer a problem to be corrected.